Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Tarot Play Date. Okay, I actually want to try and see if I can get through some of the hellos today for some of you who've been waiting and who I haven't been able to say hello to in the past. So I'm going to say good morning, but I know it's not morning everywhere. Although I do know it's very, very early morning for Jen in Australia. And then I also thought I saw somebody pop in here from the Middle East. BB, is that right? Anyway, hi, Simon, Jamie. Let's see, who else? Jilly, good morning. I saw that you weren't feeling well. I'm so sorry. Actually, it's good afternoon for you, isn't it? I hope you feel better soon. See who else we have. Jen, middle-aged baby witch. Hello. Hi, Kimberly. Seattle local, I believe, or somewhere in the nearby area. Aquarius Al, hello. See, Kiana, hello. Hi, Heather. BB, I said hello. Let's see. Gwen, welcome. Olga, do you see me this time, Olga? Hopefully I'm not frozen. Dragonfly Whimsy. Emma Tarot Dude, hello. Vicky in New Mexico. All right, how am I doing? Jen Ball, hello, hello. Arlene, the Bastet 777. I remember that from last time. Hi, Sean, Foreverware, Sash J, Susan of Light and Shadow. Oh, good, Olga, I'm glad you see me. Wendy, Onyx 1230, Donna. Okay, I think I've got everybody who's in the room so far who's actually commented, but I suppose we should get started because we always run a little bit over the hour. Hello, Anne. Oh, welcome. Glad you made it live. All right, folks, let's do a quick recap. Four of Cups was our card last week. And you guys, would you not know it? Okay, I'm working with the Numinous Tarot this week. Look at my card of the day. The Four of Vials, i.e. the Four of Cups. Like you can't make this stuff up. And Simon, wasn't in your interview with Dustin yesterday, you pulled the Four of Cups as well, which I just think is super synchronous. Hello, Selkie. So, yeah, and it's funny, right before I came on live, I think I know, oh, this one. This is the one I pulled. I think I know what this card is about. So I'm going to focus on that fourth cup today, folks. All right. I did actually do the Tarot Playdate homework this week. Yeah, they do hunt and haunt, don't they? And it was really cute. You had to cut, oh, I left all my hats over there, but I posted it in the Tarot Playdate and on Instagram. I posted on the Tarot Playdate Facebook group. Let me get all of my words out. And you had to like either draw, or I didn't draw because I can't draw, but I cut out, I found images online and I put them printed them out and cut them out. But you were supposed to like assign randomly different little hats that represented different professions to each of the 16 court cards in your tarot deck. So I was working with the Numinous Tarot and I did that. And then you kind of think about how each of those characters would, or archetypes would perform those different jobs. And I found myself, for the most part, really being able to, okay, I can see how this character, but then I found myself like switching hats, doing all sorts of things. I honestly really don't know what that really has to do with the Four of Cups. I think they just randomly assigned cards to these different activities in the playbook. Hello, Becca. Nice to see you. So, oh my gosh, there's 50 people in the room. I know I have not said hi to everybody. So hi to everybody who either has a comment or that I missed in the chat. It does go very fast. So if there's anything you want to ask me or want to make sure that I see, please do put it in either all caps or tag me if you can. I know on some devices that's hard, at Jen's Balanced Tarot. And I appreciate that. But also, I have some great moderators in the room. Thank you all. So if you guys can help bring something to my attention if I miss it, that's great. Once again, in my little journal, I ended up with lots and lots of notes from last week. And this time I wrote teeny tiny. I wrote so tiny to try. I learned my lesson because my Nine of Cups writing was a bit bigger and I couldn't fit everything that I wanted in there, but I got everything in. Really, look, I even had three blank rows. So I was able to get those notes in there nice and tidy. Does anybody, hi, Stephen. does anybody, and Earthy Shy Tarot, I don't think I've said hello to you. Oh, good, you'll get to play with the playbook. For those of you who maybe are here for the first time or don't know what we're talking about, the tarot playbook is we leave each tarot play date, we leave with an activity that we can choose to do in the book. It is not required. Some of us are jokingly calling it homework, but you're not graded on this. Like, seriously, you show up, I'm happy. That's all it takes. Very, very little to make me happy. You know what else I did, you guys? I have had this tarot coloring book for quite a long time. I've had it for probably about a year. And I haven't colored it in forever. I did color like the Fool, and I'm not a great colorer, so no judgies. I started the Magician, and then I pooped out because of all the green, I think. But I did color my Four of Cups this week. See, look, like I'm so like I don't know how to shade. I don't know how to do any of that. And then I also then went back and filled in my Nine of Pentacles. Now, I'm actually pretty proud of this Nine of Pentacles because I had to draw all the little symbols on her dress. I realized that they didn't put them on there. They put two. They put two little symbols right here, but none of the rest of them. And I was like, oh, we have to have those. Now that I've seen these cards and we've talked about them up close and personal, I realize how much each one of these symbols I feel like actually matters to the card. All right. Oh, the coloring book. You got to get that, Arlene. Yeah, it's another great way to connect with the card for the week. All right. So does anybody, Olga, making hats, just thought of it, not actually done it. All right, let's see. Does anybody want to report anything cool that they did to connect to their card or their deck this week? If so, please feel free to share in the chat. Oh my gosh, did we already get a troll? I'm just scrolling back through, making sure I didn't miss anything other than everybody saying hello to everybody. Coloring for extra credit, right? Everybody gets an A in this class, you know, just because. So the alternative, I forgot to mention, so thank you, Heather. The alternative activity this week was to, you know, we all talk about sort of that thing that we're ambivalent about or that we ignore. And so the alternate activity or alternative activity was to do a spread that you don't really love or that you think just doesn't sound great, or maybe that you haven't given a chance in a while. I use the Celtic Cross as an example because I know a lot of people don't love that spread. And to see if it brought anything new to you. And Heather reports it was not cool. So she did not enjoy that activity, I'm guessing. Oh, so Hermit, the Four of Cups, or Hermit? Sorry, Simon. I'll hold on to my grounding stone now. The Four of Cups has come up twice for you this week. Olga, yes, you get an A despite the fact that you do not draw or color, because that's the kind of class this is, really. All right, I am going to pull our next card. Oh, no, we can't do that yet. I've forgotten my own agenda. First, you guys, we need to do our collection of questions. Oh, the reading was fine. It just takes so long to write up. Well, a 10-card spread will do that, right? But it was probably good. Was it good? All right. At least I didn't call him Kermit. Oh, gosh, at least I did not do that. Thank you, Jamie. All right, so what I want to do is, once again, this is our format here. Let's collect 5 questions. I just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. Like, I don't use up more than one line. But let's throw out some questions that we could interpret with a 1-card pull, or that we could answer with a 1-card pull, or attempt to answer, I guess I should say, so that we can kind of drive our discussion of today's card. All right, so Emma Tarot Dude, what do we need to overcome this week? And then I write these down by hand. I don't know why I don't type them, but I feel like writing them down helps stick them in my brain. Is anybody else like that? Okay. The month ahead. Okay. What's in store for the month ahead? Thank you, Aquarius Owl. What am I not paying attention to, says Simon. Oh, you guys are throwing them out quick this time. Thank you. And I'm probably going to miss them as I'm writing them. What am I not paying attention to? I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am, just so you know. I'm having such a good time paying attention with these chats. I have learned so much more about these cards. All right. Oh, someone said last week, Kenna said, what do we need to develop? Oh, that's a great one. And then Kimberly says, how can we deal with the holiday season? All right, you guys, thank you so much. If I didn't write your question down this week, next week, please bring it back because we got lots of different ones this time. We kind of have a similar holiday, but this time the holiday season sort of relates to everyone because now we're not talking about just a US holiday, are we? All right, folks. It's the only live you watch twice. So yeah, I have to watch it back too, or I wouldn't learn anything. Because I get so caught up in what's going on, like things just fly out of my brain. All right, drum roll. I'm overhand. Yeah, we dropped a card. You know, I was just getting ready to say, as I shuffled this, I'm overhand shuffling, which means a dropsy is about to occur. And I don't know why I even try, really. All right. Jen Science to Soul, how is your brain even functioning this early in the morning for you? I so appreciate your effort. I don't think you have to feel like a jerk if you just like holidays. There is a lot of stuff that comes with them. And there's a lot of good, but sometimes there's a lot of stress. There's dealing with people that you don't deal with the whole rest of the year for probably very good reasons sometimes. All right, what's our card, you guys? All right, so I'm going to think in mind. I'm going to use the first question to kind of drive what we pull. And obviously, the two cards we've already pulled are out of the deck. But what do we need to overcome this week? I know you said you were a morning person, Jen, but wow. Yeah, I do have holes in my hand, Elizabeth. It's like it's almost ridiculous how consistent I am with it. All right, here we go. Here's our card. Ooh, Knight of Cups. Didn't somebody say something about the Knight of Cups earlier in the chat? I swear I saw that. Oh, we got our first court card, you guys. So what do we need to overcome this week? Knight of Cups. Okay. We don't necessarily have to think about the question just yet. Let's talk about or think about what comes to mind for us right when Olga, was it you that said it earlier? All right, it's Olga. Apparently it's Olga's I was going to say fault, but that's not right. But Olga is the reason we have chosen this card this week, I think. Ah, the player card. I'm not going to say the other thing, Heather, but you guys can read it in the chat. Our F-boy player card. This is Donna's Myers-Briggs card. Jamie had this open to you guys were all manifesting this card. All right. Well, we couldn't ignore the court cards forever, could we? All right. You can find your page, Simon. At least your journal's in order. Romantic love, endlessly searching. Yeah, I definitely think of this guy as the romantic. And is it Ethany's tarot court book maybe where I don't know if I think she calls him the Casanova. If she doesn't, that's what I think of when I see this card. Learning to balance emotions. Oh, I love that, Jilly. Emma Tarot Dude says he is a bit of a dreamer, or she. We don't have to assume that's a he, do we? Or they. All right. Let's see, what else do we got here? I wish you would rush over to my house, says Susan. A knight in shining armor, right? We could take that super literally. Emotionally stable, says Gwen. That's a good one. In love with the idea of love more than reality. Can you guys see this okay? Is it focusing all right for you? I have the camera a little lower so I can prop my arms so my arms don't want to fall off by the end of this thing. Always rushing to rescue others, says Simon. Selkie also says the knight looks very strong, so stable emotionally. You know, and all this armor too, stable and protected. I've never really thought about but you know, this knight wears so much armor, right? A heroic dreamer, a romantic chap. Jen says, need to slow down with the emotions. Okay, psychically yours, you make me want to sing right now. I would walk 1,000 miles. Or what is it? I would walk 500 miles. That's the song, right? Go for your dreams, says Olga. Offering love, but guarded, says Gwen. Moving forward with a relationship. Sorry, I'm looking in the camera. It's the same. My camera reverses it, so that's good. The horse is actually pretty calm and not moving too fast. Yeah, like what we see with some of the other knights. The best at 777 with his winged shoes, he looks a bit like Hermes. Ah, good noticing there. Can I get it to focus? Focus. Little wingies on his shoes. No need to apologize, psychically yours. I was just thinking that was the song that I was going to play in my head all day. Donna says, he's the guy who stands outside your window at night holding a boombox over his head, playing music to proclaim his love, like in Say Anything. Yes. Gwen says, he is looking ahead. He knows where he is going. Olga asks, what do you believe in or stand for? Onyx, 1230, messenger of love. Jen, just to meet the man who'd walk 5,000 miles. Seriously. Oh, Elle, I missed your comments. Sensitive, poetic, temperamental. Kimberly says, accept the love given. Okay, I need to scroll forward. Okay, I think I got that one. Oh, Anne said, calm on the surface, underneath, intensely passionate. Elizabeth, an impulsive person. Wendy, know the direction you are going in. Sean says, keep your heart guarded. Right, that's all that armor. I never really thought about the armor in this card before until today, for whatever reason. Did I miss anybody else? A romantic chap. Let's see. An impulsive person, says Elizabeth. I may have said that already. New emotional experiences, says Heather. An emotional explorer, says Anne. So you guys were kind of in sync there with what you were thinking. Go within. Okay. Lori tries life. I'm not sure what the emoticon means. It looks like she's scratching her head or raising your hand. I can't tell. Wendy, knowing the direction you are going in. Oh, got it. Olga, follow your passion. Elle, a thirsty soul. Pretend that doesn't sound too late. Sounds weird, darling. Heather, sensitive and idealistic. The dreamer, the wings on his helmet, right? So yes, wings on his helmet. You know, again, that's something I've never really paid that close of attention to. Come on, little guy. You know, there's the focus. Let's see. Oh, now we can see his wings on his shoe. I never noticed those were wings. I just thought they were pointy shoes. Let's see. Herald's an emotional time, says Kiana. The Hermit's Cave, Simon. Are we in need? I don't know why I do that to you, Simon. Obviously, I know who you are. Are we in need of emotional rescue? Isn't he the slowest knight? I don't think he is, Susan. I think our Knight of Pentacles is our slowest knight, who doesn't even, like, this guy has like the one foot up, hoof up, one leg. Uh-oh, now we're going. Okay, let's see. I wonder if the cup is a cup of wisdom, says Selkie. Jill says, remember, knights are the adolescents of the court. They want the love that adults have, but they lack the stability or motivation to keep a relationship going. Very good point. Emotionally unstable, says Elizabeth. Taking charge, says Jamie. Let's see. Lori. Oh, you were just saying hi. Hi, Lori. That's right. Sorry, I actually did say hello today, so I'm doing a little better on that front. Yeah, did you notice the knight's horses are in different stances? Yeah, every single one of them has a different level of movement going on. Elle says swooning, like swooning. Things progressing slowly and steadily, says Wendy. Aquarius Owl, pausing at the river before he moves on. See, I never really thought again about that in the scenery, right? His horse is in the same stance as the horse on the death card. Interesting, Donna. A true romantic, but not able to commit. Let's see. I think this knight is, think of this knight as being sporadic and moving slow and fast. So some like rushing forward and then slowing down, rushing forward. Yeah, that's me in relationships sometimes, I tell you. Manipulative in relationships, says Jen. Hi, Diane. Welcome. Let's see. Oh, we're noticing the same as death. Level of movement helps with timing, says Wendy. Youthful confidence, says Friends Claire. Hello. Elizabeth loves art and beauty. Big emotions, says Olga. Yeah, you guys are going to help me a ton with court cards. I'm now realizing this. A mountain ahead, says Gwen. Yeah, we have this right there, right? Kind of, and it looks like maybe he's heading towards that mountain. Loyalty, says Jilly. All right, so now that we've kind of thrown out some of our key thoughts and phrases initially, let's go back to our first question. So what do we need to overcome this week? So if that was your question, how would you answer that using this card? What do we need to overcome? Stephen says, let's see, back on a sense of purity with the white horse and silver armor. Elsa's melodramatic. Do we need to overcome our own melodrama or somebody else's or both? Hi, bunny kisses. Christine, hello. We need to keep our emotions in check and not let them run away with us. Distrust, says Olga. Red fish, rely on more on your community. Red fish? I don't know if I know what that means, Simon. Depression after death, close family member, says Lisa. Really? Offer love and support this holiday season in the garment. Are those fish? Oh my gosh, those are fish. Do you have your handy dandy book there, Simon? Or did you know that before? Okay, focus. Come on. Come on, camera. You know you want to. Okay. Oh, we can kind of, oh man, I got the focus so good earlier. All right, those do look like fish. You'll just have to take my word for it. Overcome the fear of moving forward in relationships. I like that one a lot, Heather. High artistry of tarot. Need to overcome petty feelings, says Forever Wear. Stay balanced, keep moving forward, says Jilly. I'm always a fan of keeping balanced. Yeah, I never realized those were fish. See, and I'll be able to focus on these things this week when I color it. The psychic knitter, stay calm and collected and not get swept away by the drama or the river of emotions around us. Hello, by the way. Anne says, rushing in where angels fear to tread. Let's see. Oh, you already knew about the fish. See, so much to learn every dang day. Sean says, be open to new romantic options. Hey, Dan, welcome. Nice to see you here. All right, Stephen, bring your courageous, emotional self to the situation. Oh, yeah. Sometimes, when I think about overcoming emotions, sometimes I have to overcome having too many, and sometimes I have to overcome not really letting my emotions guide me. Sometimes I tend to be a little bit more on the practical side. So for me, I might interpret this as I need to kind of overcome my fear of letting my emotions guide me. I don't know if anybody else like that, but that's something that gets me sometimes. Donna says, need to consider the feelings of others rather than oneself. Gwen says, be compassionate and welcome new love. Wendy, overcome emotions that may be holding you back because it's time to move forward. Be nice to that mean neighbor, says Lori. I don't talk to my neighbors that much. I have a roommate. He moved in and met all my neighbors like 5 times as fast as I ever would have. Hi, Robin. Oh, in your RWS 2.0, you can see the fish. Yeah, this one is actually, this linen cardstock, it's pretty good. I'm gonna see if I can get that to focus again. No, those fish do not want to be focused on for whatever reason today. Don't be flighty with your emotions, says Susan. I got a yes from Stephen, but I don't remember the question I asked, but that's me flitting off to something else. Heather, oh, yes, or putting yourself first for a change rather than focusing on others. I love it when we can take these meanings and, kind of look at them both ways. I remember last week in the Four of Cups, there were 2 comments kind of right in a row that were direct opposites, and I even wrote that down in my notes. Yeah, there are so many symbols in this card. And yeah, I almost forgot to focus on that, didn't I? I went straight to questions. So we'll need to pull this in and talk about the questions. Thank you for reminding me, Simon. I'm not even checking my agenda today. I just think I know what I'm doing. Dream a little and put your guard down so everything flows, says Gwen. L, to take the lessons I've learned and run with it. Yes. Why red fish? What's the red? Passion? Simon said earlier what the red fish meant. So let's talk about symbols. Let's talk about what we see in this card. So earlier we had some folks mention the wings on the helmet and the wings on the shoe. Maybe this indicate, dreaming, and this, kind of reminding them of the god Hermes. And am I saying that right, Hermes? Go with the flow with the fish. Yes. Me go with the flow. That's advice. Yeah, I'm just rolling with it. It's easier when it's not too structured, I think, which is a lot coming from me, just FYI. All right, let's see. What's the relationship between 4 and night? I missed the comment that led up to that. The clear skies, not a single cloud. Not a single cloud in this card. What else do we see? The mountains. Heather says she has a different deck and it still has the mountains behind him rather than here. Now, there also are way back in the distance, right? We have, oh my gosh, come on. Come on, little camera. Don't look at me. Focus on the card. So we have mountains. We have some trees back there. The fish equal abundance, says the psychic knitter. Oh boy, I'm getting lost. I'm losing the comments here. Artistry of Tarot says, I always see the Knights as on a quest, and the Knight of Cups is on a quest for spiritual and or emotional fulfillment. Dave says, the fact that the horse's head is down. Horses seem to do that when they are frustrated. I haven't ridden horses very often. Mine were probably all very frustrated with me that I could not ride. The horse looks as if it's the first time he's ever seen water and is a little unsure, but curious. Maybe that's why his head is down. And we do see the water in this card, the river of water here in the cups. The gray horse, emotional stability, says Simon. Let's see, did I miss anything? Fish implies he has swam deeply with the fishes. Oh gosh, yeah, I'm way behind you guys. Okay, hold on, I'll catch up. Okay, the river reminds me sorry, I'm trying not to cover my mouth, even though I haven't had Avery in here since I was so terrible about it that first one, but I know she might still watch it back. Robin says, I see a bit of reluctance both from the shy horse and the sit back stance of the knight, all while his wings are encouraging him to move forward. Genuine curiosity, a willing to explore, says Emma Tarot Dude. Calm flowing water, says Christine Bunny Kisses. An elegant horse. Heather says that Hermes wings make me think of communication. See, I like that. We don't really think of as much about communication, I think, at least, we tend to associate that with the swords and the air suit, right? But in this context, that makes a ton of sense to me. Divine message or divine path, says Jilly. Donna says, horses are usually afraid to step into water. My horses are afraid to walk in mud puddles because they're unsure about how deep they are. That may be why the horse looks that way. Like, how deep is that water? I could see me questioning that too in the context of this card for sure. Simon says the gait of the horse is playful, in tune with his own needs or her own needs. Gwen says the knight's posture is confident. Donna says the horse is hesitant. So here we kind of have, playful horse, hesitant horse. Open mouth on bit, his face might be held down. Huh, yeah. See if I can get that a little closer for you guys. Herman the horse whisperer. Is the knight Herman, Elle? Yeah, I like how you all see different aspects as well. Bye, Wendy. Thanks for stopping by. It was nice to have you. All right, Jamie, he doesn't feel afraid to me. He feels controlled. Emma says the horse looks super happy. Like, whoa, what's this? All right. Anything else? So I noticed I don't know if this means anything. You know, it's like here on one side, we have sort of this more barren land. And then over here, we have the land with the mountains and then the trees in the back. And that's not really something I've focused on before as well. Like, are we moving into something more complex? He's carrying the cup in his right hand. What do you suppose that means, Gwen? Like right versus left? Communication and short travel, says Stephen. May relate to him being a bit of a romantic player. Check your emotions before taking the next step, says the Bastet 777. Looks like he is galloping instead of charging like other knights. Yeah, to me, he almost looks like he's prancing, right? Which to me feels very appropriate for this particular court card. Yeah, the land is barren. That's kind of what I was noticing as well. Mountains often mean obstacles or something to overcome. Yeah, I find it interesting that perhaps we are moving into the mountains rather than away from them. Or, you know, Heather, with your card, them being behind, maybe that sends a completely different message. And we're going to look at some more cards, obviously, as well. Simon says the river, the process of change, but stay on course, focus on goals, etc. He carried the water through a barren desert, says Foreverwhere. Yeah. He brought his cup with him. Maybe now he's going to refill his cup at the river. The right hand would be creative or artistic, emotional, as opposed to logic. You know, and you have to think that's intentional, right? Who is he offering the cup to? Maybe to you, Stephen? Could the Knight of Cups represent hope? Oh, I absolutely think so. I don't know why. I just want to say yes. The right hand is the hand of the divine, like in the Ace of Cups, Four of Cups. Yeah, we saw that last week, didn't we? The Psychic Knitter. Perhaps if we focus on our communication skills this week and keep our emotions in control, calm, assertive, but not forceful, this is how we get through the week ahead, and the Knight of Cups is assisting. And Heather says, it makes me think of Lancelot. Yes. All right. So are we ready to look at my alternative cards this week? The cup is empty, signifying he is searching. Once he fills it in the river, his feelings will be carried forth. There we go. Did I say feels? I knew you meant fills, Simon. All right. So once again, I did a random draw for my little random name generator with a list of all my RWS themed decks. And I have 5 new ones this week. I'm pulling each 5 out of rotation, and then I'll kind of bring them back in once we get through my collection. This is really selfishly motivated because I get to look at my cards every week. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Robin says, I like the idea of him refilling the cup at the river. The horse may be looking to take a drink too, putting the dry spell of the desert behind us. Yes. Christine says he's bringing the queen a less pretentious cup. Her cup is pretty ornate. Whoopsie. All right. So the first deck that I have is the Wizard's Tarot. And I made sure everything was in order again this week. Wait, preparation really makes a difference, you know? All right, let's get our Knight of Cups from this card. This is an out of print deck, but it's one of the first decks I got when I really kind of delved into tarot in 2018. All right, so here is our Knight of Cups in the Wizard's Tarot. So let me see if I can get this to focus for you. Come on. Camera. Hopefully you can get a pretty good idea. I don't know why the focus. There we go. There we go. You know, I do see this deck on eBay quite a bit, Olga, if you really decide you love it. But it usually goes for about $100 US or so. So for contemporary people, who would this be other than a Playboy type of guy? So what do you see anything different in this particular version of the card? Oh, let me bring up the original too. Poseidon's son, says Lori. So for me, obviously, this knight doesn't have a horse. but he's underwater. Reminds me more of the page. I was making sure I didn't accidentally grab the page because I totally see what you're saying. The way he's holding the cup is really similar to the RWS page. A player boy shallow, says Selkie. Even though he's in deep water, he can come across a bit shallow. Surrounded by all these fish. Maybe his tail represents the horse. Maybe that's what propels him forward or holds him back, I suppose, in some context. I'm sorry, you guys, this focus is crazy. Come on. Well, we can at least focus on the abs, right? Come on. There we go. There we go. There we go. I was trying to see if I could shift it and have it stay in focus. There we go. Empty promises. Why does he need a cup? There's lots of water around him. Robin says, there's something fishy about this card. There are a lot more fish in this one. But he is armed, says Gwen. All right, so the next question we want to think about as we kind of look at this card and the other cards that we look at, what's in store for the month ahead? So if you look at this card, does this bring anything to the forefront for you as far as what's in store for the month ahead? Empty, maybe I read that one out loud already. The Psychic Knitter, empty promises. He doesn't look as sturdy as the other knight. He's definitely floating a bit freer, isn't he? The cup is neither full nor empty, being as he is in water. Gwen, hot guy coming in. Yeah, this is, I think, one of those decks with lots of like body beautiful types. I will say that. Sean says he looks hopeful. Turn your love towards yourself, says Jamie. We're going along swimmingly. Robin. Robin, I always count on you to bring the puns for me, for sure. Psychically yours. Maybe he's like the little mermaid and is putting it in his collection. Yeah, collecting shiny objects. I could see the Knight of Cups being a collector of shiny objects. Party time, says Selkie. He looks more emotional, says Diane. Emotions are all around us. So I would say the holiday season can definitely be an emotionally charged time. That's for sure. Science to Soul Jen, over our head and emotions of those around us, but remaining calm within ourselves. Yes. Heather says, I get very little from this one. We're going swimming. Yeah, we always have to have at least one that sort of stops us in our tracks, right? And I actually really like this deck, but I have to admit, I'm not sure this one is giving me a whole lot. I just want to get out of the water. Don't like swimming, says Olga. You know, I like to be on the water, but not in the water. So I'm kind of with you there. Whoever you meet to not take it seriously romantically. Yeah, this guy seems a little flighty for sure. All right, let's pull another one. All right, so that was our, I need to leave these out so I can take my picture later. All right, so that was our Wizards Tarot. Let's do, the next one I pulled this week was the Fate Shifters Tarot. And this is another deck that I've had for quite some time. We did a walkthrough of it, but I still have not yet actually worked with it for an entire week. Backs. All right, let's get our, oh, this one has swords after wands. Cups. All right, let's get our knight. Okay, so this knight, oh, this one's a pretty one. I really like this one. So this one is a lot more similar. Let me see if I can get some focus. There you go. I really feel like on this knight, and we still get the fish too even. Can you guys see that? There we go. So I feel like the wings like on his helmet and his shoes really stand out for me in this card. Very, very similar to this one, I find. Although we do have some wispy clouds. Emma Tarot dude went blank. Hopefully that was on the last one. I think this one's better. Miss Honey, invitation for drinks and possibly more. Let's see. I'm guessing you guys were you talking about the last card? He has no neck. You're right. Let's see. Focus. Come on, little camera. There we go. Yeah, he's pretty hunched down in his armor there. He looks much older than the other two knights. Yeah, I would say that's true. He's a lot more confident. He has a different attitude. Yeah, I feel like this one is more like guarded in his emotions, maybe. He doesn't have quite the same open posture. Looks like a more detailed, refined version of the first. Are you sure it's not the same card? I'm sure. I'm sure. This one does not want, let me just switch these, see if that focus is any better. Is that any better? He's more grumpy. More sharp edges, more prickly. Yeah, more grumpy. He looks very serious. Yeah, he looks more intense for sure. Are the fish sharper? Yeah, I felt like I could see the fish better. Come on. Yeah, I felt like I could see those better. Heather says he looks a bit tired. So as we're kind of moving into the month of December, what's in store for us? The Fate Shifter Knight's posture. I can feel his neck ache. I know. It's like, do you need a massage? Softer artistry than the original. Yeah, that's funny. So some people are saying this seems more pricklier, just pricklier. And other people are saying, you know, that it's softer. The white horse versus the gray horse. The blue sash is the color of water. There's a patch on his arm with a cross. Oh my gosh. Let's see if we can get that to focus up there. Yeah, he's got like that shield pinned his, it looks like a shield to me, maybe, pinned to his armor. This is the Fate Shifter, Simon. The one that I think we posted videos about the same day. I think. Let's see if I'm remembering right. It's been a while. There are some clouds. Yeah, I was noticing some wispy clouds here as well, Elle. This knight seems a bit more jaded, says Donna. He looks more relaxed in the saddle. Yeah, I keep feeling like he's like, like, I don't know, like scrunchier. So does that make sense? Yeah, so Olga says, I prefer the RWS knight so much more the posture of a true knight. Okay, so with Christmas coming, it seems like he's bringing a gift, but is uncertain about how it will be received, says Robin. Yeah, so I was just looking at my notes thinking, okay, so what's in store for the month ahead? So let's just keep these two guys in mind. You know, and I think, you know, we've thrown out a lot of kind of key phrases that I think we could probably answer with this. Yeah, we have a lot of preference for our original knight here. Lots of drinks in store. Yes, many cups. Yeah, I wonder if we'll get the 9 of Cups sometime this month. That would seem appropriate, right? New invitations, says Jilly. Yeah, don't oftentimes, yeah, maybe they are carrying messages or invitations. Who's surprised that Simon has this deck? No, not me. Wassailing, says Foreverwhere. What does that mean? Is that my new word of the day? Flight of emotions, potential new relationships, says Heather. Invitations, journeys to see loved ones. The backs are pretty. There's the backs. All right, so let's get one of our other decks. So the next question that we had, so our third question was, what am I not paying attention to? So let's keep that question in mind as I pull our next card. Oh, my desk always gets like so full as I do this. One of these days I'll figure out the exact perfect way to organize all of this. Singing at the holidays. Oh, is that what that means? Okay. All right. All right. This seems just a little too on the nose today. And again, this is a deck that I haven't worked with. I'm almost not sure I'm going to keep this one, but this is the Mermaid's Tarot. So I expect we will see a very watery night in this one. Let's see. Let's get our 6-8 page. Oh, all right. This is fun. Okay, so remember the question. What am I not paying attention to? So let's answer that very specifically with this version of the Knight of Cups. Oh, this one's really glary. Sorry. Can you see? There we go. All right, I'm going to catch up on the chat while you guys ponder this card here. Right out to the world and fill your cups. I'm kind of backing into what you guys were talking about before I pulled this card here. This is so fitting for me as I'm spending my first holidays with my biological family and getting to know them and all the emotions that go with it. Oh, that's a big deal, Jen. Let's see. Journey to family, obstacles ahead, watery decks and a watery card. Yeah. It does look like Brienne of Tarth. For those of you who've ever watched Game of Thrones, I have to admit that image totally jumped out at me. Not paying attention to the bigger picture or the rest of the world. You know, this knight is very enthralled by this cup. Simon says the ability that you have to, or you have the ability to refill your cup. Heather says anything other than my own emotions, like focusing on anything but that. Jen says too caught up in emotions and not seeing what exists outside of them. He's scrying in the bottom of his cup. Quite potentially, I would say. It feels like the focus is too narrow, not seeing what is around you fully. Yeah, I really feel like I really am enjoying this take on this card, I have to admit. Gwen says he's looking into the cup. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't talk today. We may not be seeing or acknowledging our own emotions. You know, it's funny. Today is like the least nervous I've been about this chat, and I'm stumbling over my words even more than usual. Sean says we need to pay attention to self. Forever aware, there's a light of some kind coming from the cup, and the knight is enthralled. Yeah, so there's definitely. Oh, sorry, glare. Does that help? That helps a little. There we go. Creative camera angles. Heather says, I meant not paying attention to anything other than our own emotions, and is not considering the emotion of others. Weird posture. What exactly is she doing? Yeah, staring into that cup very intently, from what I can tell. Not paying attention to wisdom, advice, intuition. Yeah, I feel like this particular card helps us answer that question really well. Yes, it is very glossy. This whole deck, this is a Llewellyn deck, so they usually come like this. Forever Wear said, is it emotion or intuition that the cup represents? You know, we tend to focus a lot on emotions for the cups, but yes, I think intuition is definitely something to be thinking about there. Susan of Light, absorbed in his emotions. Self-care, pampering, preparing for the holiday season, says Miss Honey. Caught up in your own fantasy, said Elle. Anne says the needs of others, too self-absorbed. So yes, we may be paying too much attention to our emotions and to our cup and not enough attention to the world around us, potentially. Kiana says he seems to be glamored by what's in the cup. Now, that's definitely pulling a lot of attention. That is for sure. Now, that's actually, you know, I haven't given this deck really much of a fair shot since I got it, but I do really like this card. Reminds me of Narcissus, says Miss Honey. All right. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's already 11:18. I keep thinking I'm gonna run out of time, and that never happens. Never happens. All right, so that's that one. All right. Our next questions, we have two more questions that we kind of came up with at the beginning. Okay, I'm just going to throw things on the floor. What do we need to develop? So let's keep that one in mind as I pull I'm sure, what will be a very different Knight of Cups from the Fountain Tarot. Simon, it's your favorite. Oh, all the dropsies. Oh no. Okay, I can find this in here. The rest of them will probably stay on the floor until after this video is over, but we will get our night. I will prevail. Oh my goodness. That's like the second one. Yeah, that was the ultimate. Although I think one time, I think I was showing like the El Goliath or something, which is very slippery and big cards, and I threw that sucker everywhere. All right. What is it that we need to develop? This is our Knight of Cups from the Fountain Tarot. Okay, let me see if I can get you guys some focus. All right. I know. You can laugh at me, Heather. It's totally, totally fine. I deserve it. All right. So what does this make us think that so if we were to answer this card, if somebody asks you, what do I need to develop? How would you answer that with this card? Steady emotions and intuition, says Gwen. Emma went blank. Jamie went blank. Janet signs the soul, balance of emotions, right? He's balancing this cup, or she, on his head. I guess that looks like a he, right? I kind of like that. So I'm going to challenge you guys for a minute. Why do you think you're drawing a blank with this? If anybody thinks they could answer that for me, I'm just curious. Introspection, says Aquarius Owl. Let the love flow around us. Surrender. Salki's like, I just don't know. Great understanding through meditation, says Anne. Is he sitting on the edge of a waterfall? Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. This looks like water flowing all around, kind of within and without, if that makes any sense. What do we think about the posture that this character has? It's really different. Yes, this is much more meditative. Is it ice, says the Bastet 777. And you could think that right on first glance, right? It does seem very, very icy. I see it as flowing water, but somebody else might see something really different. Olga went blank on us. I don't blame you guys. This is a challenging card, I think, especially as a court card goes. Elle says, not riding the waves of emotion. Step back, be mindful, and observe your emotions before acting. Like letting this all flow around before moving forward. What I really notice, the term that comes to mind, and I feel like this is a term that Jilly would maybe use. Jilly, you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. But this is, I think, the epitome of sitting with your emotions, like really purposefully sitting there and letting this all kind of flow around you. That sort of comes to me. It is so very fountain, Simon. Embracing emotions, right? Psychically yours. Impending doom, somebody said. Okay, let me scroll back up there. Who said impending doom? Remaining calm in the face of a pending doom. Oh, that makes much more sense, Aquarius Al. Now I follow you. I need to see the whole message, apparently. Let's see what else we have. Emma says, he doesn't seem like a knight to me. Yoga, stretching to deal with stiffness, says forever wear. He's kind of zen, develop fearlessness in the face of our emotions, playing or experimenting with emotions. Ooh, hello, Elaine. Sitting in the middle of your emotions, says Jamie. Jilly says, bam. Was that in response to me trying to guess how you might interpret this card? Thank you, guys. I am glad you see what I was trying to say there. Kiana says, I didn't see the cup, but if I had, I would have thought of balancing emotions, but otherwise not enough symbolism in the card. You said the same thing as I was typing, says Jamie. Yeah, balancing. Looks like he's sitting on the top of a waterfall. Miss Honey says, he looks uncomfortable. Can't see the expression. Let me see if I can get it closer again for you. Can you see that expression? Heather doesn't like it. So, yeah, to me, it does not. I mean, these really, could they be any more different? Anybody hear that in the Friends tone of voice? Could they be any more different? Does anybody watch Friends? I feel like that's a Chandler saying. I feel like this night talks more about his own emotions, introspective, rather than an offer. Yeah, so this night feels much, much more withdrawn and less likely to bring something to me. This would be more like something that I would have to do my own personal work would be somehow, I think. When I think about this as what do we need to develop? To me, this actually, just to be perfectly candid with all of you, speaks to me on a very personal level. And in fact, I just did the My 2020 Vision hashtag that Simon put out. And, sitting with my emotions, embracing my emotions, like these are things that actually came up for me in that reading. So this one speaks to me personally. And sorry, since I guess I drew the cards. So, Jen likes the variety. Staying focused, says Onyx. Yes, Olga prefers the original RWS. Shadow work, says Gwen. Yeah, this one really makes you think and meditate. Definitely. Little Zen says, Olga, he epitomizes chivalry is not dead, doesn't he? The RWS knight. Yeah, this guy doesn't seem like he would open the door for me. I don't feel like he would be even paying attention. I have to admit. All right, so we've got one more deck. I was going to try and put these cards away, but there's really no point in all of that. All right, so this one, let's see. I think I need to sit and contemplate this card more before I can get meaning from it. That's completely fair. You know, this is what I love about tarot. Like, for some people, it speaks to us. For other people, you know, but hopefully I bring enough variety every week so everybody can get a little something. Donna says, when a symbol is near the head, it tends to mean that that's where the thoughts are. My take is he's meditating on his own emotions. Yeah, I really feel like I get that as well. All right, so our last question, let's think about that as I show you this next card. How can we deal with the holiday season? And this Knight of Cups is coming to you from, it's technically the Prince of Cups from the Druid Craft Tarot, which I'll tell you my story about the Druid Craft in a second. All right, so here is our Prince of Cups, a bit shiny. Come on, guy. There we go. Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. Donna's got this deck at hand. I know Jilly always has this deck close. So how can we deal with the holiday season? Our final night, a little bit more traditional, I think, here. Yes, we see the moon in this one. That's a good eye. And a lot more water in this card than we've seen with the other traditionally nights. The setting sun and the moon. Oh, yeah. See, thanks, Simon. Good call there. Yeah, Jen was noting that the fountain is a little bit more challenging as a newbie. Yeah, it's one of the first decks I got. I don't know what I was thinking, but let's see. He's barefoot, true to emotions. Go with it. Yeah, so no winged shoes in this case. You know, obviously this is a much more, you know, this Druidcraft tarot is much more, I would say, earthy in many ways. Be calm. You will make it through, says Jamie. It looks like he's raising a toast to someone, says Emma. Let's see. The horse is too small for him. He does look pretty big on that horse, doesn't he? Oh, there we go again. Yeah, stay focused. And is he wearing shorts? Like, or maybe it's a, you know, like a skirt of some kind. But yeah, the whole bare legs and feet thing I think is interesting. Gwen says, let's be a bit more true to ourselves, connect with nature and those around us. Susan the Blight Shadow says, come on, a helmet and no shoes. Yeah, I don't know exactly. Well, he's protecting his head, but not his feet. What do you suppose that tells us? Jilly says he's letting his emotions and intuition guide him. No fish. Yeah, there's definitely no fish on the garments here. I don't think that Druidcraft always does a lot of the same symbology. I also noticed there really don't appear to be any mountains in this card. There's lots of kind of grass and forest around, but I don't actually see any mountains. The cup is in the left hand. It is. Good noticing, Gwen. Yeah, the original one is at the right. Okay, why did I put my original way far away? Okay, so yes, the original has the cup in the right hand, so the hand closest to us here, and this one has the cup in the left hand. Yeah, I think this is really beautiful. Strength and vulnerability, says Stephen. Olga says he lost his shoes in battle. Let's see here. Donna says this horse is at a standstill, just chilling. This knight seems to be taking his time. Giving and receiving, says Simon. He looks like he's toasting the moon. So how does this knight tell us to deal with our holiday season? I think I got a few of these. Take a step back before reacting to emotional situations. A toast to the approaching night. He's saying, hey, celebrate, enjoy the holidays. Maybe that's it. Yeah. Oh, Vicky, you noted earlier too that the cup was in the left hand. Sorry, missed that. The garment is red like the fish. Yeah, he looks like he is toasting the moon. Okay, what did Selkie say? I missed Selkie's comment here. Let me scroll back. I'm going like back and forth now. This is not very organized. The garment is red like the fish. Yes, yes, yes. Be thankful and toast the holidays. Embrace and raise a glass to it. I'm really liking this positive message we're getting about the holidays. Heather says, honor your emotions, but don't allow yourself to be controlled by them. I very much like that. Elaine says the left hand receives energy. So is he reaching out his cup for it to be filled rather than filling it himself? And so in more of a receiving way, perhaps? No trousers or shoes. Yeah, I know. That's really funny. Stay open to what comes, family, emotions, expectations. So Gwen, I feel like that you're kind of indicating the same there, this sort of receiving energy. Julie says it can also mean the conflict between head and heart. Was it a particular symbol, Jill, that you said can represent the conflict between head and heart? Drink like a fish. That is how some people do choose to deal with the holidays. I remember for years and years, we really couldn't drink during the holidays until I started hosting it. And then I made sure that there was wine available for sure. The left hand is closest to the heart. True. Yeah. I keep looking at it thinking it's the right hand again, but that's just because it's kind of flipped here in my camera. Friends Claire says, don't worry, it will be fine. He emerged from the forest with the prize of the grail. Don your gay apparel. Again, people have me singing, Susan. Look at how wild and flowing the horse's mane is. Yeah, so definitely more free, right? It's got curly hair. So do we like this RWS clone, asks Lori. The wild mane, is it windy? I think it's just more free flowing. But I don't know. I mean, I guess you could look at that as maybe being a bit more windy, maybe a bit more turbulence in the air. If he fords the stream, his bare feet will be in the water. True, he'll be able to drag his feet through the water. We're going to toast. We're going to toast the holidays. All right. So that, my friends, so that's all for, and we actually made it through all 5 questions. So once again, the cards that we looked at today, oh my gosh, get them off my table. So we had there were no mountains in this one, just kind of like trees and water. Lori asked, have I used this deck much, Jen? I've worked with it for about a week, and I need to work with it more. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you guys. So this was the first deck that I trimmed using a guillotine. I've only trimmed one, and I was thinking I did this like really awesome, amazing job. And then I was looking at it last night. I did a terrible job. Like my cards are not even the same size. Like, see, I did not do well. I need to use like the washi tape trick that Dawn Michelle at Boho Tarot shows. But yeah, I mean, I'm still proud of it, but I need to practice. Definitely need to practice. All right. So we had our original RWS, and then we had our Wizards Tarot. You want to see the backs of the Druidcraft? Like that? Let me know if that was not the right one, Lori. And then we had our Mermaid Tarot. Oh, Elle, you tried it and the tape trick did not work. I wish I was better with scissors. Some people are really good with the scissors. We had the Fountain. We had our Fate Shifters. And then we had our Druidcraft. All right, so this week, and as we head into our holiday season, let's our tarot playbook activity, Simon's probably already looked it up, is so we had cups 2 weeks in a row too. Interesting. This one is called Strike Up the Band. Oh, and it's dealing with court cards some more, so that could be good. Let's see. Strike Up the Band. And it's basically about how the court cards might fight for the limelight. Again, I'm sorry I don't read this out loud every week because copyright. Are we reverse meanings? Oh my gosh, you guys, this is what I get for not talking about my agenda. Yes, let's talk about reverse meanings. Yes, please, or my notes will not be complete. If you guys don't mind if we run a little bit long here. Good call, Jen. All right. Yeah, I think the activity will look good. Okay, so we're gonna flip backwards in the agenda here and talk about, for those of you who read reversals or read this card in a blocked or challenge position of some kind, what would this mean to you? Sorry, Jen, you saved me. You saved us all. All right. Yeah, I think I will have to start kind of planning for an hour and a half. I'm never going to make it in the 1 hour. I just don't want you guys to get bored. Okay, so the Knight of Cups, reversed, challenge position, big obstacles ahead, says Olga. Closed off, says Gwen. Struggling with your demons, says Jamie. Yeah, this really went by fast today. Cutting yourself off or stepping back from your emotions, says Robin. No, you don't seem bored at all, actually, Heather. That's me making filler conversation as I get myself back organized, is what that really was. Let me just out myself. All right, passive aggressive. Oh, yes. I can definitely see that, the psychic knitter. Loss of love, says Foreverwhere. Losing your beliefs, says Olga. Emotionally unavailable. Narcissism. Yeah, I think this particular card, reversed or blocked or challenged, probably has one of the highest opportunities for narcissism for sure in the court cards. Not following your heart or your dreams. A dreamer or fantasist. Insincere. Refusing love. Oh, Stephen's going to give me another hard word today. Pure or P-U-E-R? I need to know what that means. Maha, hello. We are just talking about wow. Well, I'm honored that you are in my live chat. That is for darn sure. We are talking about this card in a reversed or challenged position. Foreverwhere says an alcoholic, sycophantic, psychophantic. Oh, okay. Now you guys are just giving me hard. And I have a pretty extensive vocabulary, but I'm going to be Googling some words later. A cheater, said psychically yours. Donna, I think the Knight of Cups reverse is a real jerk who uses up others and leaves them. No shame. Selfish. Yeah, like the love them and leave them kind, right? Miss Honey, focused on past hurt. Gwen, an illegitimate offer. Yeah, it kind of speaks to that insincerity somebody was mentioning earlier. Peter Pan, says Stephen. Oh, is that what Gwen calls, or Ethany? I don't know why I said Gwen. I think I was reading your comment, Gwen, just as I said that. One of her court cards is Peter Pan. Susan says he's good friends with the Fountain Tarot Knight of Cups when he's reversed. Yeah, rather than sort of being outward with the emotions going inward, right? Maybe that's what threw us all off. Maybe this card just makes better thinking about it reversed right out of the gate. I don't know. Yeah, narcissistic. Oh, a brown noser. Thank you, Heather. Oh, that's a good word. Oh, I wish I would have known about that word in my last job, let me tell you. Untrustworthy and unreliable, says Kiana. Yeah, the Peter Pan, never growing up, like never really getting mature with your emotions or how you are with other people. Manipulative. Yes, heartless. Yeah, there's a lot of good reverse stuff for this guy, isn't there? Let's see, did I miss? Oh, a shallow person, says Miss Miss Honey. Heather's back to her up boy that I think we started with in the upright position. Let's see, what did we miss here? Focused on past hurt. Did I say that one earlier? I don't think I read that one out loud. Oh, an alcoholic. I might have said that one. I don't remember. Flying backwards, putting on the brakes, right? Going in the wrong direction. Mindless says slow-mo sounds. Hello, I don't think I said hello to you earlier. Apathy, says Al. Oh, I get that one a lot from this card too, right? This, you know what this card reminds me a lot of, you guys? Does anybody know what I'm about to say? This reminds me a lot of last week's card, like the Four of Cups, right? When you think about, sorry, I'm totally derailing for just a moment while you guys come up with more, but does that almost seem more like the Four of Cups than the Knight of Cups to anyone else but me? Sorry. You know I got to tie this stuff together. That's what I do to amuse myself. But all right, back to you. Back to you in a reversed or challenge position. Okay, so you see what I'm saying, Simon. Let's see. Jilly approved of Robin's comment there. Deception, hiding, or emotional dishonesty. Heartbreaker. Yeah, you guys are going to make, one of these days I'm just going to burst into song and you're going to regret putting songs in my head. Long distance love, says Miss Honey. Oh, that's interesting. That's a really interesting way to look at that. Yeah, we have a lot of different nights, a lot of different versions of this. So, okay, just because, we're already running long, like, why not? But if I were to reverse this guy, what would you think about that? You'll put in earplugs, Olga. If I sing the right song, I'm on key, but if I sing the wrong one, yeah, no promises. Simon's got heartbreaker stuck in his head. See, Steven says, I've also heard that King of Cups reversed is an indicator. Oh, I actually understood all that. King of Cups reversed is an indicator of repressed feeling that need to come out of the closet. Emma's still blank. If I turn this guy on his head, what do you suppose happens? Call 911, says Susan. Is that about the earworm? Yeah, I'm not bringing you guys to light with anything here, am I? I'm trying to give you fun ways to connect with this very special Knight of Cups. Drowning, says Jamie. Yeah, right. So much water. Yeah, it is. Yeah, a lot of people see this deck as really cool and clinical with the geometry, but he fell over the waterfall. Says, yeah, he just dove right in, accidentally or not. Heather doesn't want to connect. Okay, resistance, not open to emotions. maybe that's exactly this reversed. Just saying. Miss Honey, letting emotion go, tumbling over the precipice into love and emotion. The cup empties when he's turned on his head. Slow-mo sounds. Feeling a sense of falling for someone. Is that kind of what we're saying there? I connect better with a blank piece of paper. Wow. Poor judged Knight of Cups. All right. Okay. Falling head over heels in love, says Miss Honey. Any other reverse thoughts? Challenge. Blocked energy. A love taker. I recognize that lyric, Sean. I know what you're doing. Making sure we all sing that song all day long. Yeah, I know. Emma has a hard time expressing her opinion about these cards, right? Losing honor, says Olga. Oh, that's an interesting way to look at that, actually. Well, so I don't know if you guys know this, but every week, or at least the last couple weeks, we haven't had that many weeks. We've only had 2, but in our Tarot Playdate Facebook group, which Elle put in the link at the start of this chat, but I will also have it in the description box below if you haven't yet joined. But Heather started this fun game, Heather Carter, where she posts in there and says, okay, what song do you think of when you think about this card? Something tells me we already have a few good candidates coming from this live chat. Anyway, that's one of my favorite activities that we kind of do every week is find a song that we think of with this card. So if you want to play, make sure you join the group. If you have Facebook, if you don't, feel free to share it in other ways in the comments below, on Instagram. I've been loving seeing people post in the Facebook group and just sing it, Jen. Did you find your earplugs, Olga? But I've been loving seeing that. I've been loving seeing the tags on Instagram. I'm constantly checking for it. Yeah, I'm totally not singing it. I'm not singing it because the minute I try, now that I've thought about it so hard, I will have totally psyched myself out. All right, so we talked about the tarot playdate activity, which again, if you have the book, you do not have to, you will not be missing out if you don't do this. It's just less homework you have to do, really. But our Knight of Cups activity is called Strike Up the Band. So speaking of music, on page 106, give us a tune. No, no, no. Oh, no, Boots and Cats. Oh, that's awful. Yes, we can start our tarot playdate band. All right, I'm going to pull up our alternative activity. The Facebook group is called Tarot Playdate, if that's what you meant, Sean. And I believe Elle just posted the link. Oh, there she goes. All right, so our alternative activity, if you don't have the book or you just want to do something different and find a different way. Now, the one difference between the playbook is these activities, just to clarify, while they're all kind of connected to a card, right? So this says Knight of Cups, and I'm not looking at my thing, so hopefully you can see that. They're all kind of inspired by a card, but the alternative activities are more about the energy of that card sort of driving your activity for the week. A little bit more literally, I think, than what the Tarot Playbook is doing. So you might even want to do both. So the Knight of Cups, let me pull up my chat just to make sure I don't miss anything. Before I read, I'm going to take a sip of my tea. All right. So this one was titled, How Can I Charm Thee? We came up with clever titles. And once again, I just want to thank Jilly Little Zen Grown and Elle for helping me come up with all 78 of these tarot activities the day before the first Playdate launched, because we were really concerned that people would not have the playbook or wouldn't like the activities. And we really wanted to give everybody something that they could take away from this each week. And they were major, major lifesavers. So once again, big thanks. Yes, Heather made a good point. When you asked to join the group, please do answer. There's only 2 security questions. I didn't even do like the normal 3. But that we just want to make sure that the people we're letting in are people that are actually going to actively engage, or who just want to, you can lurk, that's totally fine. But we just want to make sure that you're real folks and not just spam bots, really. All right. How can I charm thee? Knight of Cups. So the activity this week, and again, I will post this both in the link below in the description box when this video uploads, and I can populate that. So if you don't remember what I'm saying now because you're focused on the chat, I will have it there. I will also post this in the Tarot Playdate Facebook group. So you'll have these available. So this week's activity, pick 3 cards from your deck. The Knight of Cups wants to establish a relationship with the characters or places in each of these cards, or each of these friends. How does the Knight do this? Is the Knight successful? What is their relationship like? So the idea is you take your Knight and say, okay, I pull these 3 cards, and how is the Knight going to relate to each of those 3 cards? So not just court cards, right? Any cards. So how will they relate to the people, to the places, energies, whatnot? So that is our alternative activity. Excuse me, guys. So does anybody have any questions? Would you like to see any of the cards again before we go? Any thoughts? I really appreciate everybody who came. Again, this would not work without you all being here and participating in the way that you do so generously. It has meant everything. It's awesome. Really appreciate it. Thank you again to my moderators, both here and in the Facebook group. I really appreciate everything you've been doing for me. And I think that's it, you guys. So let me know this week where you can, how you connect with the Knight of Cups, how it comes up for you this week, how your activities go. I really do care, and I really do love to know. You guys have been awesome, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll see you next time. I'm sending you lots and lots of love. Bye, all.